Herb Stratford. I'm a film critic and director of Film Fest Tucson. One of my all-time favorite comedies is Napoleon Dynamite, so I'm thrilled to be hosting this virtual cast reunion. This reunion is also a benefit for the Hunger Project.
Did you know ending hunger is about more than just food? It's about people. At the Hunger Project, it's not about handouts or distributing food. It's not about a top-down, aid-driven charity model. To achieve a sustainable solution to hunger, we actually flip that model on its head and afford those living in hunger access to the education and tools needed to end hunger for good. The Hunger Project addresses the very human hunger for education or a voice in the decisions that affects one's life. The hunger for a healthy, fulfilling life of self-reliance and dignity. The Hunger Project has been a leader in shifting mindsets around hunger and poverty. Our work reaches over 20 million people in nearly 25,000 communities across Africa, South Asia, and Latin America. We work at the heart of the problem, building self-reliance at the grassroots level, empowering women as key change agents, and forging effective partnerships with local government. We put human dignity front and center in our work.
And two more quick things before we bring the cast out. Please remember, Napoleon Dynamite is a fictional character from a 2004 movie. Things are very different in 2020. And lastly, please go to the Hunger Project's website to check out some amazing items the cast has donated, which will be given away to a few donors to this event. To start things off, let's bring in John Heater, John Grice, and Efren Ramirez. Sure.
Hello again, everybody.
Hi, guys. We're all glad to be here.
Look, the fact that we're here doing these is pretty kind of like, how does it feel that, that's, I don't know, it feels great that people are like still into this film and not just still into it, but like they're introducing it to new generations. And we are now, the original kind of core group of fans from when it originally came out are now having babies, or at least they were having babies while watching our movie originally. And then their babies have grown up old enough to appreciate this movie in a whole new light.
I'm going to just add to that in a weird way. I don't want to sound in any way like I'm jaded, but I'm kind of not surprised, because I feel like it's just, there's something about every time I see this movie, even just not even considering that fact that I'm in it, I love this film so much, and I love what it has to say and its underpinnings, underneath everything. And it's very positive, very inclusive. And I'm not surprised, really. Once it got this popular, I think I was very surprised that it got as popular as it did. And once it did, I realized that I felt like this will sustain, because it doesn't really kind of fit in any time frame. It kind of has a universal appeal,
Yeah.
These guys are right. Again, to all of us, we were all, we were doing an independent film, and we did it out of love. And it's a story about how everyone's so different, but somehow they managed to work together and sort of make each other's dreams come true. So, and when people watch it of all generations, they can relate to a specific character, even though it's filled with a lot of humor and some comedy. It rings
just a little bit of comedy.
Yeah, it rings honest and true. Yeah. So that is why we fall in love with each character, and for us, we're just lucky to be a part of it.
So yeah. It's funny when you rewatch the film, you see things different times, and I've watched this film so many times, and I have to ask John and Efren, how are your bike skills right now? Because the bike it's such a big part of this movie that we've actually got a little package here. I want to roll of bike clips. So.
There we go. All right. That's me working my bike skills. This is the unsung hero of the film. We always talk about the sledgehammer, but that sweet 10-speed Schwinn is radical.
How about the idea that you're riding the brake when you're riding that 10-speed?
Hey, how about you just shut your mouth and quit ruining all our lives?
How about the fact
how about
that
that
he
shot?
Doing?
so, so actually, Uncle Rico, I'm glad we ended on that one because it's been said you can throw a football over a mountain, but many people
Over
don't
that
know
mountain.
that you've got mad stake throwing skills.
I'm very proud of the fact that I threw that steak. Yeah, I am. I'm very proud of it. I think that's my best acting, and I wasn't even on camera.
Can you talk a little bit about that scene? Because I mean, that was pretty precision to hit John in the face like that, right? Tell us how that happened.
It took a few rehearsals, but I was trying to throw it lightly. I was trying to just lead him and just plop him in the face, and I hit him on the shoulder. I went off the top of his hair, and I never really was, and of course this film was shot on film, and of which there was not a great deal of film. And Jared Hess, the director, was concerned that we wouldn't have enough film to shoot the sequence. And so he thought, well, why don't we just move the camera closer and just have his face come in, and just we'll hit him up close. And I knew there's no way that'll be funny. Obviously with medium to wide shots in comedy are obviously your bread and butter. And I was like, no, you'll kill the magic of this moment. Please just let me try one more time. But I really got to chuck that steak. I really got to throw the steak. I can't hit him softly. And John was like, so chuck it, go on. And I was like, okay, all right, get me a bigger piece of meat. And then the rest is, as they say, history. I knew I was going to nail him. And it hit him so hard, they didn't have to put any sound effects, knocked his glasses off, bruised his nose. It was a big one. And Ephraim was not really supposed to leave right away, but apparently he bailed out of the scene as quickly as he could so that he wouldn't lose it.
So let's bring in the rest of our awesome cast that we're going to talk to this morning. Haley Duff, Tina Majorino, and Chandrella Avery. So how are you guys doing? Tina, Haley, how are you guys doing?
Good. How are you?
All good here. We're so excited to have everybody here, and this is so much fun. I want to ask you guys the same question I asked the guys. I mean, is this kind of odd, this role that just took on a life of its own? 16 years later, people are still grooving on it, coming up to you at other things and quoting things to you. Is that weird?
The fact that you said it's been 16 years is really crazy.
That's where it gets nuts.
Really crazy.
It's so creepy.
I don't think it's weird. I think it's really fun to be a part of something that's obvious 16 years that's lasted this long, and to see new generations of kids getting into this movie that we made all that time ago. And I never get tired of people coming up and quoting it and all of that. It's fun.
I think that's what you ultimately hope for, is to be a part of a movie that people feel that passionately about.
100%.
Well, and I think, I had the guys out here in Tucson, and I got to say that, the fans are so passionate, and you guys were so patient with taking photos with everybody, and everyone has a story, and your enthusiasm for it, I think, just makes it even better for everyone. It's not like, yeah, I did that movie a long time ago. I mean, you don't want to have the Captain Kirk syndrome, right? Where you don't want to be known for that role.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I can see how it is with some people. I mean, I always tell people my least favorite question is when people ask me, what's your least, like, do you ever get annoyed? People asking about Napoleon all the time. I was like, no, I think it's more annoying when people ask me that question. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not annoyed. I think, I get it all the time, people saying like, this is, you'll probably always be remembered for this movie. And I was like, that would stink if I didn't like the movie, but I love the movie. I love the character. I love the world and everybody in it. So it's like, it's almost like constantly reminding me of like happy times and an incredible experience, incredible piece of work. So yeah, I have no problem.
I mean, I think you can point to almost any actor in the history of Hollywood and point to them, and they will be remembered for one movie usually. I mean, at least the bulk of people, if you pointed to Humphrey Bogart, they're all going to say Casablanca. You know, even though he's done a myriad of films. I mean, it just is the way it is, you know. Now, Captain Kirk is a different story because he cannot act. I'm just kidding.
What are you talking about, John Grice?
I'm ripping him. No, I love his rendition of Rocket Man.
A moment of appreciation for your background. What
Oh.
is with that cow? That's amazing.
Oh yeah, that's no big deal. It's just I'm trying to get him.
Little background.
So it really does take a village, as we like to say, to put on something like this. Oh, look at that, Haley.
There you are, Haley.
My finest look.
Covering you up right there.
So,
I'm part of the Happy Hands Club.
If you vote for summer, it'll be summer all year long.
I'm pretty sure I have that billboard in the back of my storage unit.
Oh,
That's
that needs to be
amazing.
hanged in your house.
It's
Then
in my front yard, guys. No.
No, put it in the stairwell.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
It's like a preschool sign, like you put it out front and there's like summer preschool and like I don't know.
That's exactly what it
I
looks
don't know,
like.
man. I think
have
it's
a preschool in my house right now with this virtual learning.
Yeah,
I think it's
yeah.
pop folk art, man. It's pop folk art.
yeah.
Yeah.
so
What about the outfit? Who has the outfits?
I do.
Sadly, I do not have the outfit.
That is like, they had plenty to go around. They're probably
What's
made.
the real outfit from the school?
No, these outfits I'm talking about are these
Yeah,
from the
those
school?
are the real outfits from that school, like the
Oh,
dance.
they
Are those like the cheerleading outfits, or just the music outfits or something?
I don't know, but that's a great Halloween costume.
It is.
would be.
That would be amazing. You can make that.
So Haley, we have you had like a real partner in crime to help you get elected, and I want to bring somebody in right now as a surprise guest. So
Yay!
let's roll this clip.
What'd you do last summer again?
I told you, I spent it with my uncle in Alaska hunting wolverines.
He's the lone guy moving in the audience. I think the shirt thing is one of the best.
Polish classic.
Oh my gosh, the little like the airing out of the shirt.
Trevor!
What up, Trev?
Well, let's see where he is.
Trev, give it. Give it, bud. Give it.
Oh, there he is, Trevor.
Hey.
Look at that green screen shirt you're wearing. You could be like having a starry night going on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could.
What's up, Trev?
Nothing much, dudes.
Oh my God.
crazy.
Now we definitely have to redo this. We have to do a Napoleon too. It's just all you guys, everybody. It'd be amazing.
Wait. Literally, we were just talking about Trevor. You got to give us a little shirt tug for
A
us.
little shirt tugs.
So good. So good.
And I have
A
to
little bit
say,
too much.
Oh, Chandrella.
Hi.
Hey, Chandrella Avery.
Hi.
Hi, honey.
Hi, darling. How are you, John?
Oh, I'm feeling just.
I'm great. I'm doing wonderful. Thank you.
John number 1 or John number 2?
John. Hi, Trevor. Oh my God.
I know.
Hi.
Wow, this is amazing.
Hey, right before you guys got on, Trevor and Chandrella, John was doing an impression of somebody else from the cast. But Trevor, I seem to remember you've got some pretty good skills of your own. Doing some cast stuff.
Heck,
You want
yes,
to
I
share
do.
something with us?
Yes. What the flip are you even talking about? Ah, gosh. Hey. Want to make me a bet? I could throw a football over the mountains. Takes out the steak, takes it out, throws it to the side.
Oh, that's the best. That's the best
Appreciate
one.
that you're in a hammock right now.
Oh my gosh.
I like it.
I love that. I love
Hi,
it.
Tina. Hi, Haley.
Hi.
Hey, Haley.
Hi.
Trevor, so
my
your
gosh, that's so
computer
funny.
is sitting right there between your legs, huh? Well, that'll
Yeah,
save
do you like that?
That'll save you on a vasectomy if you're on 5G. Anyway, let's go.
Warm. Keep us all warm.
Okay.
So I want to have you guys
all come like that chill to this, just like laid back in a hammock.
Right. That part.
I have
He's like, you messed up. You messed
That's
up.
good. He's got to be close to the house though to keep the Wi-Fi, right?
No, it's true. I just upgraded to a 1G, 1 gigabyte network deal. So
1 gigabyte.
yeah.
Are we on 5G?
Dude.
Well, how far is that going to take you?
I don't know. I'm just saying I got a lot of stuff hooked up to my
butter churners out there too. I just got a butter.
I'm still working on 57K.
I'm generating all my internet power by bicycling. You can't see me, but I'm like,
oh my God, look at your
Legs
background.
just going.
yeah, I just have to. If I slow down, then the lights go down. The internet. Slows down. I got to just keep.
You got to upgrade like I did. I've got
generator pike.
500 mice with wheels, and the wheels are turning, and it's just.
Oh, you got okay. I see. You're delegating.
Yeah, I just let them do it. It smells a little bit, but
this is so cool.
question for everybody. What would a 10-year Preston High School reunion look like? Like
10 year.
Oh, what a great idea for Napoleon II, though, since we're all so old.
No, since we're also mature.
10-year. I think we're more like at a 20-year.
Since we're also mature.
Sure,
Yeah.
well, I think for Uncle Rico would be creepy if he came around to high school.
No, you're serving. You're running some racket where you got a catering company, but it's all real cheap food that you just get from the local whatever.
Costco cans.
Yeah.
So is it 10 years or 20 years?
It'd be 20.
Yeah.
Because it's 16 now, so we're on the other side of 15.
Oh, I can tell you right away. Pedro and Summer would be married with 5 kids.
Wow. 5.
Feels like I've done a lot of work since then.
This is the first time Haley has heard of this plan.
Yeah.
When we hear about this plan all the time.
Uncle Rico would have a backyard wrestling business. He'd be culling kids from high school to be jumping off of ropes, landing on tables, beating each other up. He'd videotape it and put it on YouTube because he wants to be the new, wrestling king.
Well, I'd for sure have a do-rag company. We'd have 3 kids. I already know that. We've already said it.
Whoa.
And we'd have a do-rag company for sure. And it'd be so big time in Detroit. The D, we would have a restaurant and with ribs for sure. These are
Detroit.
All right.
It'd be called LaFawnduhs. So, or Kip and LaFawnduhs. Kip's chick.
Do you think that Napoleon and Deb would still be together, John?
Oh shoot, this is the first time you're hearing this, so I have a little bit of a story. I hate to tell you this, Tina,
okay,
but I think they made it work for a little while, but I think real time 20 years later, Napoleon is now working in the food service industry. He is he's having to pay for alimony for his 2 kids from 2 separate marriages.
What?
And it's not going. We have to have our hero starting from a low point once again. But it could be like him getting her back,
She's now with Don.
while learning lessons from his child, who is not.
She's dating Don.
I feel like Deb would probably be in how the Olsen twins are fashion icons and these incredible designers. I feel like Deb would have gone to fashion school at Parsons and her clothing line is popping off.
Just blowing up. Okay, yeah. Or she's big time and Napoleon couldn't keep up.
Yeah, there you go.
And so and he looks to his child for wisdom. Like he thinks in any movie, the child is always wiser and it gives him nuggets of wisdom. His child is stupider than he is.
Oh.
That's the twist.
Whoa.
Is that he's getting nothing from this kid. But he's saying he's using all his advice, but the kid's getting terrible advice.
Brutal.
Oh,
what's the child's name? Napoleon. John? What's Napoleon's children's name? I mean, seriously, what would those names be?
Well, that's a great question.
Well, the first one probably would have been something that maybe Deb would have picked. She would have been in charge for sure, right?
Wait, you said that you had 2 separate kids?
Exactly.
Separate women.
That's my question too. Were the kids?
Yeah, I assume Deb might be one of them. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I haven't completely thought it through.
Who's the other?
She would be the first child. Then the second child is already him. Like he's, I don't know.
You're just doing some Bama stuff.
No,
Bama.
I don't know.
It'd be something
We have to agree with. I can have my idea. You can have your idea.
Okay.
Well, it's ultimately going to be Jared Hetz anyway. So
they're already fine. That's love right there.
We're writing right here. They're recording this all. We're recording all this for them.
But you
Jared and Lucia are writing this right now.
Pedro and Summer would actually be the godparents, you know, as they work on the bakery, and they're going to come to the bakery, and we'll teach them how to build cakes and everything.
Yeah.
Great. You know. And
what are our 5 kids like?
What would our kids be like?
Yeah.
I mean, we would have twins, of course, Jose and Jose.
Wait, that's a choice?
That's a choice.
You don't know you could have. What do you mean have twins? Of course, like that's just an accident.
Because what we don't know is that Summer's mom is actually a twin. So
Friends in the family.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
I actually like that idea that you guys would be godparents
Trevor,
to
man, what are we doing?
our kids. Because that means,
like a PTA or cheerleader mom in the small town.
yeah. But we would get along at that point, right?
Sure.
We would like
Yes.
each other.
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
maybe Don would be like,
If I'm
he's
a
our
one
teacher.
child, we better.
Yeah.
Okay, I thought about this long and hard.
Okay.
Hold on, my mustache is all jacked. I'm trying to grow a handlebar mustache.
Okay.
I got a twirl it
Normally, you have
here.
to
Good luck
let it
with
come
that.
down, not out.
Yeah, I know. Anyways, Dawn, I think
Oh my God.
Look at effort.
I've given this long and hard contemplation.
Okay.
Dawn would end up having a landscaping company called Dawn's Lawn. And I would turn into some type of kind of like a Biff character, you know, how Biff is such a jerk, you know, in the beginning, but then when he goes back, so I'd be pretty much mowing everybody's lawn. I'd be everybody's servant because I just, you know.
You'd be like the nice guy.
Yeah, the nice guy. And then I would,
You feel
I think
sorry.
I think I decide to bring back polygamy, and I married the 2 twins in the Happy Hands Club.
Oh my God.
Because Haley and I it just didn't work out after she lost the election. I just wasn't.
Whoa.
Or Summer
Didn't work out. Whoa.
Summer didn't work out. Sorry. Yeah. Just didn't work. Went to the 2 twins and have Dawn's Lawn and got a big belly, and that's about it.
And I think you guys would all come to Detroit because Kip and I, we have a couple houses. We have one there because we have to come back and visit you all, but we also have a really sprawling estate in Detroit.
I love that everybody has envisioned these grand, like truly financially successful.
What exactly is the budget of this movie all of a sudden?
I'm the only one who's being realist here. I think
No. You don't understand.
Napoleon is in the ditch.
Listen, Napoleon would be, but remember, LaFawnduh was pretty, you know.
No, you're right. She was like, I know what I want.
I think LaFawnduh and Kip pull up stakes and come back to Preston because they want to build a business there. They're expanding so that you're in every scene.
We're expanding.
Yeah, and I mean, remember
I received that.
when LaFawnduh shows up and she gives Kip that big necklace?
Yeah.
We're in a jewelry line now. We have jewelry. We have
Jewelry.
We have a full-on enterprise guy.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have jewelry, barbecue, restaurants, clothing. What else you got there?
Do-rags.
Do-rag. That's important. I mean, you know, when you know, it's like being Black or Jamaican, you have like a lot of jobs. So indeed, in the D, he understands. He takes on all of these lovely, you know, wonderful accoutrements that LaFawnduh presents to him because like that's what we do.
All right.
You know,
Yeah.
so
Hey, so John, Peter,
we come back and we got money.
So John, one of your skills in the film was was really your art skills. You had mad skills, right? I mean, you did all the drawings, right, for the film.
I like to think so.
That's freaking hilarious.
I know you're fond of your
Ew,
skills, but I
gross.
have
Don't
to
do
say
that.
there's one person who really wasn't so crazy about your drawing skills, and we're gonna bring another surprise in here.
Uh-oh. We're back. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
Oh my gosh, there she is.
Buenos dias, señorita.
How are you guys?
Great.
Hello, Mom.
Hi.
Working on our green screen.
So just to catch you up, we've been talking about everybody's future. Napoleon has 2 kids, one from Deb and one from you.
Okay.
You know what?
But he's not with either of them now. So he's still he doesn't know he knows how to hold on to a job, just not onto a lady.
No.
Well, what? Come
And
on.
the job is suspect.
You're right. He doesn't really know how to hold on to much.
We were just talking about the 20-year reunion, Emily, and where these characters would be. So where do you think Trisha would be?
She's geez, I didn't have
No
any
pressure.
questions.
No
I
pressure.
just feel
All right,
like
you just think of anything off the top. Okay.
I'm like, I think she's married with 5 kids. Oh, there they are out the window.
Love it.
Another
Why is 5 the magical number here?
5
5
kidder.
kids.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know why 5. Did everyone else pick 5 too?
So Uncle Rico's got 8 by 10.
Yeah.
He's got 8 kids through 10 different women, but he just doesn't know
What?
which 10 women.
Which
of the
goes
10
with
are
it.
mothers.
Yeah.
I've got 3.
There's a lot of procreating going on in these last 20 years.
Sounds like.
Hey, look at the world. There's so many people. Where do you think that comes from?
Yeah.
People get
We need
bored. They gotta
and Preston's a small town. We got to start getting up more of a
Yeah,
being a
maybe
bigger
Preston
city.
is like
right?
Did anyone end up marrying Dawn?
Well,
Summer,
we'll tell you, Emily, that Pedro and Summer, they had 5 kids out of love. They got married
Oh,
first, and they just grew up.
They're still together.
Yeah.
even after the
Our
pinata
relationship
thing?
is just thriving.
yeah.
That's the best kind of relationship that she
Right.
knows that in effigy he like broke her down, but at the same time she was like, that's kind of cool in a weird
I was
way.
like, that's my man right there.
That's amazing.
We didn't see the moment where it was probably a cut scene where she like pushes Dawn out of the way and she's like, I'm sorry, but she goes for power. She wants power. That's why she
does.
the whole time.
She wanted control over me, and I was like, nope.
She don't want power
No.
more.
Don't make this sound like it's your choice, Don.
Right.
It was my choice.
Exactly.
No.
I wanted a landscaping company.
That's what
She's
Don
like, no.
did. He walked away from this poisonous relationship and started this lawn company, okay?
Yeah. And then married the 2 twins from the Happy Hands Club.
Yeah.
And getting polygamy back
You
going.
broke
Both
up
of
with
them,
Summer
huh?
because she didn't win the election. Your story is changing.
Exactly.
No, she didn't win the election, and then I fell in love with the 2 twins and decided to bring back polygamy and
But he doesn't
have a
know he
landscaping
fell in
company.
love with one of the girls and they have been scamming him all these years.
Yeah.
That's true. This is good. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. This is great.
We got the plot and the subplot.
Yeah.
So one of the reasons that we're here today, beside like having a good time, having everybody see each other, is to raise a little bit of funds for the Hunger Project, which is doing really important work to make sure that people get fed all across the world. And so that's really important, and we want to say that just to make sure that you click on the link to support them if you can. But in that food theme, I just also want to mention food plays such a big role in this film. So we're going to run another package here real quick, and then we're going to have another surprise guest. So let's take a look at this food segment.
I love these surprise guests.
Well, what's there to eat?
Yes.
Get off, Napoleon. Make yourself a dang quesadilla.
Fine. Look at that cheese. I didn't know you could buy cheese blocks that big.
Oh, yummy.
Oh my God, that steak.
I love seeing every single shot of food. Genius.
So before we bring our guest in, let's do a quick poll. What do you want? You want steak, tots, quesadilla, nachos? What do you want? Let's go around the room. Efren?
Some huevos rancheros, por favor.
Well, why don't you just ask him whatever he's eating? He's already got it in his mouth right now.
Yeah, some huevos rancheros, por favor.
Oh my
There
God.
you go.
Those look weak.
Pedro's always eating. Come on. Summer
What
Wheatley,
do you want?
big book.
If you're asking me, I'm saying, oh, Ephraim. What?
No. You're up. You're up, guys.
Nothing that they were serving on that show. That's for sure. How's that?
Amen. No, thank you.
I would say steak. After watching that scene, though, no. But you know, a well-cooked steak, yeah. Not a well-cooked, a nice. I always go for tots. I do. I truly am a fan of tots. I don't. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, Tina.
I think that I would go for another one of those jelly sandwiches that I had.
Oh,
Yeah, that wasn't included.
Really
The
good.
jelly sandwich was not included.
You probably were the only one who got to actually enjoy the food you were eating, right?
Yes, I'm pretty sure.
The
Yeah.
steak, the tots were
Got all over her face.
Yeah, that was not on purpose. She just chowed down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just going ham on that sandwich.
Dedicated.
Haley, what about you?
I'm probably out of all those choices a nacho girl. Some
Ooh.
jalapenos,
all right.
maybe.
No cake, I guess. All right.
So, all right. So, and Trevor, what'd you say?
I would have tater tots in between my quesadilla.
That's
There'll be a tortilla.
Yeah.
Tot.
You can make a
Now,
Napoleon.
Trevor works for Taco Bell now.
You can make a Napoleon themed meal that's like one giant quesadilla with tots and steak in it. That sounds delicious.
Delicious. Bell's gonna pay us
With
for that right now.
maybe some like
a
nachos.
steak
on the side.
quesadilla, or a steak nacho.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have steak.
Yeah.
Chandrella, what would you have?
I like
I'm
totsadilla.
having steak. I'm having steak. Yeah, I'm a steak girl. I have a lot to keep together.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
I have to feed all steak.
What about you? Emily, what do you have?
You know, I'm with John Grice, who said nothing on that. No, actually, if I had to, maybe nachos, but no nacho cheese, like that old nacho cheese from stadium stands.
Oh, what's
That
wrong
gives
with
me,
you?
like,
I'm like,
So
that's
good.
damn girl, that's the best cheese.
I'll
No
lick
way.
that thing.
Okay. No. One time in college, I worked at one of those stands, and that's the only thing they gave us for free. So ever since then, no.
How about some of Tina's casserole? What was in that casserole, John?
I think it was just like hamburger helper without the hamburger.
Nobody even
With, like,
said a delicious
Filled
bell.
with breadcrumbs.
Nobody said a delicious bass. That's the huge.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, bass. I don't know how you work that into the quesadilla meal. That might be gross.
I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be nasty.
So actually, we do want to bring in, I teased a guest here, but let's just run one little more clip package here to introduce our next guest. So,
Is it the llama?
Yeah, you Look at this jump.
Like I was.
There's Sandy.
Oh my God.
Where is she? Where is she?
She's right there, Sandy.
Knock it off, Napoleon, and make yourself a dang quesadilla.
Yeah, with some tots.
Get out of my life.
How you doing?
How are you?
Good. How are all of you? It's good
Oh my
to see
gosh.
you.
We're all alive, so that's a good thing.
Amen.
Tina
I know,
says
for real.
hello.
Tina.
Oh, Tina.
Hello.
Tina.
Oh,
I'm doing a little homage. There's Tina right there.
Mm.
so
No.
Sandy, tell us. You told me a little story when we talked before about trying to learn how to get llama kisses. Was that a challenge? They try and eat your hair or anything? What do they do?
Well, I heard that Tina was Jared's pet, but she's not a showbiz llama at all. They brought her in a kind of little trailer, and she looked like she was losing her mind in there, and they got her out and she kicked and spit and everything else. But I only had 20 minutes left on the lunchtime clock to get to know Tina, because I had to feed her and kiss her and love on her. And well, thank God I have been around some large animals, because I figured out a way to make it really nice with her. And she, for those shots, she let me kiss her. So that's my story with Tina.
That was
Amazing.
But Chandrella, is she there? Yeah,
I am.
Yeah.
You remember when we brought Tina to the wedding ceremony and your family were thinking that she might attack them?
I definitely remember that. I remember my mom's sentiment exactly. So
Yeah.
she was horrified.
Yeah, she thought they were baby camels.
I hope that bleep didn't bite me. Between that and the horse with John, that horse.
Oh yeah.
It was sweet. I just had to tame it a little bit longer.
Well, a lot longer than normal.
Just a little
Did
more.
did he almost get bucked off that horse, John? Didn't he almost like throw you off?
Well, there's a difference between bucking off means he doesn't want me. I just flew off because I braked him really fast. He stopped immediately and I kept going. It wasn't like a hate thing. He just was like following his master's commands, and I commanded him too sharply.
Sure. Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
I remember
that
the whole
scene,
thing.
that wedding scene. You guys got back together and filmed that later, right? Because that was after the film's premiere at Sundance.
1 year exactly to the same weekend. Remember that was
there when you guys shot that original.
Oh, you were put in. We put you in.
Yeah, I think I flew in like 2 weeks after the fact.
Were you the first one to get a job after Napoleon? That's why? Were you busy shooting and being awesome? Like, what gives?
Yeah.
I just remember being bummed that I didn't get to see you guys because I was like by myself with a bunch of like ADs and stuff.
That's so sad.
Yeah.
I think I was pretty fortunate because it was my real family. So I really think I scored up. Like,
oh yeah, you did.
So awesome.
Yeah,
and,
that was
and
pretty
it really
awesome.
did warm. I mean, it just was so warm. It was so just loving. It just felt really loving.
So, you know, we talked about, we've already mapped out a sequel, right? I think we figured out that that's the 20-year reunion. We're going to have to get right on that. But, you know, like the animated series happened. You guys were all together for that briefly, right? I mean, that was a whole different experience.
Very briefly.
That was so fun. I had a blast doing that. That was such a great experience.
Yeah, it was. I remember when, you know, right after we shot the movie, and I think it was like had just come out in Sundance, and Jeremy Kuhn, who's one of the lead producers on the film, talking to me about like, or just sitting around with him and Jared, and we were just talking possibilities. Like, man, with this movie, you could do a sequel. This is stuff we never thought about before, but I remember Jared saying like once, hey, maybe we'll do like an MTV live action series, or maybe we do an animated series, or maybe it's a sequel, you know, and there was possibilities, but I think, you know, in the end, people just kind of moved on, and obviously wasn't, you know, until years later that we did the animated series, but it was awesome. Like they said, it was just, for us, it was like having a reunion, number one, getting everybody involved, and then being able to kind of like, and having Jared and really kind of write and create this world. So it did feel like it could hang out in the animated space, but still hold on to that spirit that we kind of created in the film.
That whole experience was so fun because I remember the table reads when we would all get together. And I remember that one day that Jennifer Coolidge was there, and I almost pooped my pants sitting next. I got to sit next to her. And
whoa!
I love her.
She leaned over and told me that she thought that a line that I did was funny, and I fangirled so hard. I was just like, "Thank you."
And then goes the poop.
Graham, yeah. But that's
Yeah.
also the great thing of the fact that, you know, making the animated series, we had no idea that it was going to grow to something like that because there was such a huge fan base. And with Jared Hess, having to think about like how much further can he go with the characters in the world of Napoleon Dynamite and bringing everybody back in slowly. I mean, it's going to be almost 20 years, and I mean, look at where it's at now.
Amen. We're still in love.
But it was like a
It's been a gift
experience because I think sometimes people that like audience members don't necessarily think about the fact that like they have their experience with the film when it's finished and they either like it or don't like it. But it's like all of the actors that are a part of a project are going through the process of making it and their stuff that's going on in their personal lives at the time. And for me, it's like, you know, I've been a part of projects that people really love. And it's not that I didn't love doing it, but maybe I was having a really hard time in my personal life. So my memory of the experience is a little bit different.
Sure.
With this movie, like from beginning to end, was probably one of the best film experiences I've ever had. Like there was not a single day that I showed up to set and people were, you know, in a bad mood, or there was no, you know, everybody really genuinely got along. And like, people don't know this, but Haley and I have known each other since we were children. And just so happened to end up on the set together, which was like so cool because that, I mean,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It was really cool for me because she's very generous saying that we knew each other as children, but I was an extra in a movie that Tina was starring in Texas.
No,
that's awesome. So Tina's very generous and nice to say that. But what's amazing is we played together as kids on the set.
Yeah.
We remembered each other when we got, you know, to the set, which was pretty cool.
That is so cool. It was pretty awesome.
You remember the time that we had that screening in Preston for the school kids that were extras? And we were the only ones laughing.
Nobody laughed. Nobody laughed.
Nobody
really?
Nobody in Preston. But when the lights came up, they were all smiling. And, you know, people would say, yeah, that's just like home. I mean,
wow.
Like,
oh, wow.
Wow.
Was I there?
My aunt is from Preston, and she got really upset at me. She's like, Trevor, you making fun of my people? And I'm like, hey, I didn't write it. Jared grew up there.
Your aunt was from Preston. She's all these nuggets of information that are coming to light.
Crazy.
I don't think I ever even got an invite to Bear Lake. Just throwing that out. So next question.
Most of us stayed in the same motel because it was the only motel there.
You were my neighbor, Efren.
Yeah,
the plaza.
The plaza.
Yeah, the plaza.
Yeah, and I was kept awake all night long by the stray dogs fighting over the McDonald's scraps in the trash.
Oh my God.
Stray dogs used to come every night, and you know, we'd have our transpo guys. They throw big bags of old, you know, French fries, and these dogs would fight over them all night long. One time, I had to bring one of the dogs into my room just so I could get some sleep.
What?
Oh my gosh!
Whoa.
Who's been back there the most recent? Trevor, you're there right now in your hammock.
No, I'm not.
Behind the restaurant.
Does it look like I am?
I don't know. I mean, it could be.
This could double for Preston, Idaho.
I haven't been back since we shot the wedding scene. So.
No. Oh, no. Weren't you there for the screening? Oh, the wedding scene, right? That was after.
Yeah, the wedding scene. I haven't been back to Preston since the wedding scene.
Yeah.
I went after that. I did go one time. I drove through probably, I'm going to say 10 years ago. I drove through, and the local car dealer had Uncle Rico's van for sale in the lot.
Oh.
And I walked in. And I was like, who do you think you are selling my van? And they all went crazy. They
awesome.
They made me take a picture with the van, you know.
Was that the same van then? Because remember, for the cartoon, for some of the publicity we did, we had the van. We got like photos in the van and stuff. Do you remember that, Tina? Like we were hanging out in the van. Was that the same
van? Is now. The van's in Houston now. There's a guy who bought it who rents it out for different things. Because I ended up doing a thing with Gardner Minshew in Jacksonville, Florida, and the guy drove the van on a little trailer all the way from Houston to Jacksonville to shoot.
Wow.
When we did all of that press stuff, I thought it was like a huge deal because they brought in like the original van, and I just found the pictures of you, John, and Sandy, and me and Efren in the back. Like when we were pulling up to the premiere or something, and it had what was the dead animal that was hanging from the rearview mirror that was incredibly creepy?
Was it a possum?
Like a foxtail, right, or something, or what? Was it an animal, a full animal?
I thought it was a full animal. I could be wrong, but I just found those pictures. I thought it was the original van.
It is. It is the original. That van has sold like 5 times.
Wow.
And has generated probably like $50,000 for, you know, I mean, it just keeps going, and every time like 10 grand, you know, so for this like $3,000 van or $2,000 van.
Hey, so I want to bring in one last surprise guest for all of you guys today. So we're gonna run a little clip, and then you're gonna see one more person. So let's run.
Who's it gonna be? Who's it gonna be?
Over there at that creek, man, I found a couple of soaps on the arrowhead.
I hope it's Dale.
So we now are being joined by Dale Critchlow.
Yes!
Dale!
Wow. There's Dale!
Hey!
How are you?
Hey.
What's up, buddy?
How's it going, Dale?
Doing good.
Find the arrowhead?
Drinking a lot of eggs?
Did you say Shoshone Arrowhead one time?
Shoshone Arrowhead?
Shoshone Arrowhead?
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Hey, so Dale, this movie would not quite be what it was without you. We hear we hear your grandkids have got a nickname for you. What's the nickname they call you?
Papa Cow.
Papa Cow.
Papa Cow?
Papa Cow. Papa Cow.
Not like pop a cow, but
That's what I mean. Papa Cow.
Well,
Papa
that's
Cow.
what he did. He popped a cow.
Oh yeah. Okay.
They
I thought
called
it was
all their
Papa Cow.
grandpas Papa.
Wait,
But I
what?
had cows, so it made a difference.
Oh.
Oh,
Very nice.
So cool.
that's awesome.
Dale, we are so happy to see you. Remember me? You married me and Kip, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember the house? Yeah.
LaFawnduh.
LaFawnduh, yeah.
Dang.
That's all you've talked about, huh?
Oh my God, this is so sweet. Dale.
So you're
Wow,
the
what a
first
reunion.
one that he
This is
talked
amazing.
about when they asked him to be in this Zoom call. He says, "Will I get to talk to LaFawnduh?"
Oh,
Sweet.
Oh, that makes me tear up. That's so sweet. I love you, Dale. Mwah.
You're a sweet lady.
Yeah. I'm still sweet.
So Dale, you're not shooting any more cows. No more movies, no more cows.
You been in any more movies or shot any cows?
No.
Nope, no. Okay.
Wow.
One and done. Let the audience, leave them wanting more.
That's
That's
right,
right.
John.
He's still getting a lot of pictures, requests, and autographs.
Wow.
Well, of course.
Oh, yeah, you
wonder.
It's so he will be 91 at the end of the month.
Oh my
What?
God.
Birthday, Dale.
holy cow, dude.
Wow. Holy cow.
Halloween? You're born on Halloween?
Holy Grandpa Cow.
Holy Grandpa
Holy
Cow.
cow.
Pedro will build you a cake or something.
Well, I had some grandkids that had 3 grandpas. So I was the one with the cows. Pretty soon it was just Grandpa Cow.
Wow. That's so sweet.
Really cute.
That's
That's sweet.
So what's the one thing you guys all want to this is we're going through some interesting times right now. What's the one thing that comes out of this movie that you want people to to just remember and to just like kind of live their life by? Like what is it? What's the thing?
Well, you don't have to be a great big high paid movie star to entertain people.
That's beautiful.
Thumbs up,
Perfect.
Dale. Absolutely.
That
Sandy,
was awesome.
what about you?
I mean, it doesn't hurt Dale, but still, it's a great sentiment. You're right.
Yeah.
Sandy, what do you think? What's the message of the movie you want to take forward?
Well, the thing I loved about making the movie and that I discovered after it was made is that it was so embraced by parents because they got so many laughs, so many amazing moments out of that film without one curse word or one shocking event that usually, like, American Pie or something. We didn't have any of that, and yet it was a huge success. So I
Yes, it
think
was.
that's a good way to make a movie.
Chandrella, what about you? What do you want people to take away from Napoleon Dynamite?
I would like several things. One is the spirit of love. I believe that we all brought together love, to Sandy's point, with no kind of vulgarity in any way. And most importantly, no color lines. I can tell you from my 16 years that there have been more Kip and LaFawnduhs who have come together because of the love, and they feel like we've given them permission to love. It doesn't matter the height, it doesn't matter the state you're from, it doesn't matter the color. And this movie really embodied love at all levels, and that for especially being a minority, it's important that we saw, Efren's character, Pedro, elevate. And so it's really, for this time in our country, it's inclusion. And for us to really love one another, not judge, and give everyone an opportunity to excel to the next level. And our film is everlasting to do that. So I feel very honored and thankful that I represent that, spirit of love, and no color lines.
Nice.
Yeah, bravo.
Emily, what about you?
Well, she was easy to talk to and get acquainted with. And we enjoyed what we did to work together.
I think the film is a great thing for people to be watching again right now. It ends with a feeling of hope and friendship, and like Chandrella said, just love. That at the end of the day, like Napoleon might not have got the girlfriend he thought he was going to, but he has a true friend, and that matters so much more. I mean, I just thought the relationships in the movie are what make it such a sweet thing. There's no big events in the movie. There's not really a huge storyline. It's just like a day in the life almost of this individual, and we get to all see what it's like and care for him and become compassionate toward his situation, even through the funny stuff and the not so funny stuff. So like, I just think it's such a sweet movie that lets us see all their sides and love them. And so those are my thoughts. People are important, relationships, and that we can all have hope in those people and in those connections.
Empathy. And I think maybe we should create a Napoleon Dynamite virtual reality experience. You put it on and you're Napoleon, you kind of see and feel exactly what Napoleon felt throughout the entire movie. That would be interesting.
Empathy. I like that empathy. We need
that'd be kind of cool. The empathy, to feel empathetic towards people that are different, and to throw that on. So that would be great.
Tina,
good job, Emily.
What about you, Tina?
I think the biggest thing that I took away from not only being a part of the movie, but the movie itself, is to always be authentically who you are, no matter how much you get picked on for it, no matter people that say that they don't like you. You're always gonna find who you need to find in life, and being who you are unapologetically.
Yep.
You may not know it. It gives other people permission to do the same. And what's crazy about it is people ask a lot, like, oh, is this a period film? Because there's no real technology in the movie. But obviously in the world that we're living in now, where so much of our lives are lived through the computer and the phone and social media and all of that kind of stuff, like, I hope that people remember, at least maybe try to go back in time a bit before all of the likes mattered and all of the views mattered, and really just created things that they liked, that they were passionate about, without regard for how it would be responded to or how it would be received or what people are going to think of them because of what they like or what they make. Because what everyone else has said as well is like, people are really what matter. Like we have to be able to, I don't even know how it's possible, but it's like people have become so desensitized to one another and they forget that everybody is going through different things, like what Trevor and Chandrella were saying, that empathy and compassion for people who are different than you, people that you have no idea what's going on behind closed doors, to just come from a place of at least attempting to understand and yeah, just all of that.
Amen.
Well said.
Amen.
Well said. Well said.
Well said.
Haley, what about you?
I think you guys touched on so many of the things that all of us are sitting here kind of thinking about. Chandrella, you know, when you said it's really about love, like that is what I remember of it too. And I remember like the love of people, but for me, that movie also too is a love of your hometown and where you come from, and not being on the super fast track to just get out of there, but to just embrace where you are and to be present in it. And I think that applies for, you know, us as actors too, and other actors watching this, is like to be present where you are, no matter how big or small the project is, and just doing the best you can and giving it your all, because it could turn out to be another Napoleon Dynamite.
Right.
Amen to that.
John Grice?
I was going to say, presence is a great thing to start with, because I think that being present in life is really so important. Without that understanding of love, listen, there's no such thing as luggage racks on a hearse. You know what I mean? When you're gone, all you're going to take with you is your love, and the love that you shared, and the relationships that you had. And so the rest is just BS. When you're with the people you love, man, share that love. This is what this film is about. And this film also, like I said, it's augmented, it's nostalgia, because you look at this film and nobody's taking a moment to go, yeah, let me hold on. You know, like nobody's like checking out. Everybody's in, everybody's face to face, everybody's looking each other in the eye and telling each other how they feel. And they are unabashed about who they are. There's no such thing as like being bullied or, you know, and even if they are bullied in their own way, they're still unapologetic about who they are. And that's why this film is so powerful for me.
Well, John, I think you just nailed something that we were talking about earlier, which is how the cast has this bond for this long. And I think what you said is why is none of us were staring into phones when we were on set. We were talking to each other. We were
There were no bars, no cell phone bars.
Also no bars.
No bars and no cell phone bars.
Yeah. I know, that's true.
Making this movie was like the best summer camp that I've ever, and I've gone to great summer camp when I was a kid. This was like summer camp.
Yes.
Lyle was like Dale was like our big counselor.
Yes,
and thank heavens it was filmed before we all had smartphones. I mean, it would have been a different experience.
We didn't have the smartphones. And then Chandrella, that Mexican restaurant that you were talking about, like I remember all of the cast going there almost every weeknight all together just to like visit, just to hang out. Yeah, no phones, no distractions, making eye contact, caring about what was going on in each other's lives. And
we all came from different avenues of life, and like just to all hang out together, it was such a new experience with people I never would have met otherwise, and I'm so grateful for that.
Amen. I'm so emotional too, because, you know, we've been together for so long. And when, you know, I do a lot of different interviews and people are so shocked that we really genuinely still talk. And I'm like, yeah, I'll talk to this one. I'll talk to that one. We'll run into one another. Sandy and I might see each other on, you know, at an audition or something. And it's just really, really wonderful and humbling. And I think that's the key thing that most films and most actors forget about is humility. And we all came vulnerable and humble. This is what the takeaway is 16 years later. And I know that it'll go on forever.
Efren, you want to add anything to this?
You know, from the characters to even the extras and the audience, the beginning of the film, we learned that every single character, every single person is just trying to get through the day, and they're trying to survive. But you know, they all have separate dreams. They're all different in their own unique way. But in that dream, they're trying to somehow. What makes Napoleon Dynamite so great is that they kind of help each other out. And what's interesting to see is that when you get to the end of the film, all the characters find a step closer to get to their dream, you know, and that's what makes it so great. You know, for me, you know, it was an opportunity to be in this film and to see what happens with Pedro. And I wasn't so sure, but then it's like, you know, and as John Heder talked about, how, you know, it's like sometimes you work in films and then the experience goes away. But something like Napoleon Dynamite, where it's been such a long time, and here we are with each other, and it's like I feel the same love as being on day one on the set with everyone. You know, we're still going after our dreams. We're still connecting with each other, and Grice is absolutely right in regards to technology, where people are so invested in their lifetime into technology that they forget the value of human presence. And under these times, as I say, it is the best of times, it is the worst of times, it is the quarantine times.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
It's not easy, but the love is there, and the love does matter, you know, and it's endless. So
Peter, I'm going to let
Napoleon
you.
Dynamite Part 2.
Yeah.
Peter, what do you want to add to this? And then we're going to wrap up.
Chandrella, Sandy, you guys are going out for the same auditions? That's weird.
That is weird.
I didn't expect that, but that's really sweet. And
it was my 3 words for sure.
We've seen each other in the same location.
No. I love letting my imagination run wild.
No,
Sandy and I
was
ran into
thinking
each other
it,
in audition.
John said it. I love it. That makes me feel like wow, we're totally diverse now. Complete show business. Just all inclusive. I love it
so far.
Well, I'm our mother-in-law.
There's not much more to add. You guys all said incredible stuff. It's everything we've all said. Just listen to your heart. That's what I do. That's like the take home, you know, that and hold on. I forgot to put in the crystals.
Your chapstick.
Yeah, my chapstick. Anyways, no big deal. So I'll just wrap up by saying, I don't think I ever used chapstick before making that movie. And then I moved to lived in Utah and Idaho, and I was like, crap, everything is so dry. I've got another bloody nose. But I know it's this movie was a dream come true. It was, I think, might be maybe a few of some other people in this group, but it was my first filming experience, my first film to be on. So everything was just exciting and wow and new to me. Seeing some of these actors, John, Tina, Haley, I was just like, whoa, holy cow, this is like, we've got legit people on here. And then we have some other people. I was just like, this is really cool. And not having phones or trailers or any distractions really made for like they said, it was summer camp. It was just hanging out and being there. And for me, it was especially special because also, aside from maybe one or two others, I knew everybody on the crew outside of the cast. Most of the crew were just all film buddies that we had just come. So it was like another day at school for me. It was really just like a student project. And here we were just doing something small and that we felt so proud of, but also like, this is our kind of thing. And we're going to make this. And if the rest of the world wants to take it, that would be wonderful. And I think the miracle is that I was totally fine in the beginning of having this just to myself and having a DVD copy to show to my friends and family. The fact that it is now, as everybody says, like there's life lessons. It's for every walk of life, every age, every generation has like come up to me and said, I love this film, and knowing that grandparents introduce it to grandkids and vice versa, and parents to children and whoever, I'm like, it's just never what we could have truly imagined, and it's a dream come true, and I'll be happy to go with the very
wildest dreams. Wildest
dreams. But to go with your first question, to this day, if I live out the rest of my life with people going like, "Give me your tots," I'll be like, "You can have them. You can have them."
I agree, John.
We don't talk about that much too. When you say there were other actors that were already on the movie, this was like everyone getting to watch you unfold as an awesome actor too.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, being like your first movie, like that's something that's so special about it too. Is it's like the blossoming of somebody as talented as you.
Amen.
That's a really good point, because I don't think before this I had ever been in that situation before where the lead of the movie had never done it before, and you killed it. It was
thank you.
so awesome. My favorite thing was when we went on tour, Ephraim and John and myself. Like, I love watching people realize that both John and Ephraim are like really cool. Like they're actually super hip dudes. And people
and they looked at you and they're like, "Oh, no team."
But it's so, I mean, that really speaks to, like, that's got to be one of my favorite parts about being an actor, is when people really believe that you are the character that you played. Like, it gets a little ridiculous sometimes, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But that was really fun that, like, you're both super fashionable too. And people are like, what the heck? So that's a really, really fun to watch that.
Just talking about acting skills, the thing I was most impressed with, not most impressed with, but very impressed with, was the fact that, all of you guys nailed these scenes in 1 or 2 takes. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
We had like 2 takes. It went smooth as silk. I was like, wow. And they're all there in the movie, all those takes.
Amazing.
I mean, there are hardly any. We had to nail it really quickly, and you guys all did it. So hats off.
What you see on the screen, I'm going to say 99.9% is written on those pages. That
actually, that's what one of the biggest questions
on the page
is like, was that like ad-libbed? And John's 100% right. Like I 99.9 of it is written, and like I did not add anything. Like it was a genius script. It was so awesome.
One of the best I've ever read.
Me too.
And I just wanted to say to everybody, I got to arrive and hang out, and when I wasn't filming, I would watch scenes being filmed, and it was such, come on, man, it was such a so enjoyable, so amazing, and to Sandy's point, it's just incredible. Like it's not like where sometimes you see scenes being filmed. If you're on the set, sometimes you kind of look at it and you go, yeah, that's all right. It felt like they were popping in that moment while it was being filmed. So, as I said, I came to the day I arrived to Preston, the first thing I saw filmed was Chandrella and Aaron Rule doing the footsie scene under the table.
My favorite.
Jared Hess purposely,
gross.
No sound. No, we're not going to need sound. This is all going to be music. We don't have to have sound on this. Like, he knew exactly what he was doing.
Yeah.
And so he filmed that sequence, and I literally had just driven there, got out of the car. That's the first thing I saw. And I remember walking away and getting on my phone and calling somebody that I knew at United Artists saying, I think I have your next film. And of course, they later on, they just totally apologized that they never got back to me, because the film ended up becoming what it became,
Wow. Yeah, that was my favorite scene with the footsies. And
Gross. Makes me feel uncomfortable every time I watch it.
Love it. Love it.
That's why you have to give your man gifts. That's why I had to give my man his gift. Y'all got to know how to treat your man. Get it?
But every scene, every character is so specific, so clear, so defined. There's not somebody that you look at, even the kid who gets his neck hurt and he's like, like
oh yeah,
everybody is so clear. Every character, so good.
Yeah, Jared and Jerusha.
So we're just about out of time. So I want to thank you guys for being a part of this. Efren, John, Haley, Tina, Trevor, Chandrella, Sandy, Dale, Emily, thank you guys so much. And you know, thank you for joining us, and thank you for helping us raise a little bit of money for the Hunger Project. And just to shout out again, take a look at click on the link when you see it there and support that. And you know, I think we all have a little bit of work to do to get going on the screenplay. We'll get you know, get the Hesses involved, and maybe we're gonna do a 20-year reunion, huh? Thank you for being here, everybody. It's been really fun, and we'll be looking forward to having this again soon.
I love you all.
Okay.
I love you all.
Guys,
I love
bye
you.
everyone. I'm saying goodbye to
Oh, nice to see you, Dale.
guys.
Love you. Love you. Love you.
Dale.
Bye, Dale.
Emily, if you can hear me, goodbye.
Hey everybody, just wanted to apologize for not being at this event at the time that it was recorded, but I did want to give a big high five to my Napoleon family. Also wanted to give a shout out to the Hunger Project for the great work that they do throughout the world in helping people become more self-reliant, and also wanted to thank those of you who support them in their cause. I hope that everybody is doing their best to stay healthy and safe, and as always, peace out.
When you invest in the Hunger Project, you're investing in the extraordinary power of people. By investing in people and solutions that address root causes, we're creating sustainable change that will last. Together, we can make change happen. Invest in the power of people now by clicking below or visiting www.thp.org.